This is the QTV Nightly News coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue, and I am Jenna Bosonko. Thanks for joining us here at the main news headlines. In the ongoing conflict in Casamance between the Senegalese forces and the MFDC, a delegation from the National Security Council on Monday visited Fonyi to assess the situation. In his end-of-year press conference, GRA Commissioner General Yankuba Dabo gives assurances of the Revenue Authority's commitment to the task of collecting the $19.2 billion target for 2024. The First Lady Fatoumata Barbaro, through her foundation and the Q Group on Monday, presented baby items and financial support to the families of the firstborn babies in 2024 at the Jarasoma District Hospital in the Lower River region. And in international news, the UK government has announced tough new rules restricting international students from bringing their families with them during studies. And in sports news, the much-anticipated football final between Gunjur and Fonyi in the West Coast Region Zonal competition ended with a whimper after neither side could find a net at the Box Barmini Stadium in Birkama. Now, those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Do stay with us. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Jenna Bosonko and this is QTV News. In the ongoing conflict in Casamance between the Senegalese forces and the MFDC separatists, a delegation from the National Security Council on Monday visited Fonyi for assessment as the situation rages in with people's lives and livelihood affected. Mamadou Lamin Choi has the rest of that story.
Caught in the crossfire of a military operation by the Senegalese forces against the MFDC separatist group in Casamance, several communities in Fonyi are faced with terrifying and devastating experience of the conflict. In the ongoing tension, there are reports of straight bullets and mortar shells from the front line landing into Gambian territories in Fonyi. A delegation of the National Security Council comprising security chiefs visits the affected areas for the first time to hear and assess the problem. Pa Sanyang is the village alcalde of Jikes Dando in Fonyi.
Whenever there is fight across the border, all they finalize their decision is that let's move our children, let's move our families outside because he said the fight that had been ongoing, they had been losing a lot of their farm animals. The same lady who owns the two goats that were killed here not long ago is the same lady who lost one of his cattle 2 years back when there was a crossfire.
The local residents informed the National Security Council delegation that bullets and mortar shells landing in their territories have become life-threatening, causing people to flee to other parts of the country, destroying property and interrupting education and agriculture. Usman Jeju, village alcalde of Jekes, shared the experience and feeling of his people.
And we ask ourselves why? It's Fonyi not part of the Gambia? Why can't Fonyi be defended by their own government? Until now, our lives are at a risk, especially some of us who are living along the border. Bordering with Casamance or Senegal is God-made, not us.
The National Assembly members of the constituencies in Fonyi accompanied the delegation from the National Security Council. Their call and hope is a lasting solution to the crisis situation facing their people. Almami Jiba is the National Assembly member for Fonyi Councillor.
We will give them time for them to get what they have assessed. They have seen it for themselves, and they'll go and meet the president as he's the chair of the Security Council. And we will be under their shoulders. We will be reminding them to make sure it is addressed. And now the war in Senegal is still continuing. So if cells are still landing, our families are still evacuating, running away, without nothing being done, we will alert them.
Amidst irregular scenes of bullets and shells landing into Gambian territories from clashes between Senegalese forces and MFDC separatist group, the National Security Council is on a fact-finding mission. From this visit, these members of the NSC will report back to the President, who is the chairman of the National Security Council.
The Gambia is a sovereign country And then we are not to determine or to tell Senegal when they will stop their military operations. What is our interest in this is to make sure that at least those incidents can be contained in the territory of Senegal. And our business and interest as members of the National Security Council is to make sure that we provide the security that is needed for our people and to make sure to further engage with our counterparts to make sure that those cells and stray bullets that are landing in our territory are seized.
Casamance has been the scene of armed clashes between the Senegalese army and the separatist Mouvement des Forces Démocratiques de la Casamance since 1982. Over the past 40 years, tensions have waxed and waned in a low-intensity conflict. However, since January 2022, tensions have flared between the Senegalese military and the MFDC separatist group. The conflict resulted in the killing of 2 Senegalese soldiers and 7 were captured by the MFDC. In reaction, the Senegalese military launched an offensive, and they have been quoted as saying that their objective now is to dismantle bases of the MFDC. Since then, an atmosphere of fear and devastation continue to hover around communities, some in Fonyi, close to Casamance. Mohamed Lamin, QTV News.
In his end-of-year press conference at the GRA headquarters in Banjul, Commissioner General Yankuba Dabo said 2023 was remarkable in revenue performance. He gives assurances of GRA's commitment to the task of collecting $19.2 billion target for 2024. Aliu Sise has more.
Commissioner General Yankuba Dabo is joined at this end-of-year press conference by members of his senior management team. The media interface focuses on the GRA's revenue mobilization performance, reforms undertaken, and challenges faced during the 2023 financial year and plans for 2024. In 2023, the government taxed GRA to collect the sum of $15.2 billion, indicating a growth of 19% from the 2022 revenue target.
I am delighted to announce that the authority, as at 31st December 2023, collected the sum of over $15.756 billion. Registering a 4% collections above the target and 23% revenue performance growth when you compare the 2022 revenue performance. This achievement is a testament to the hard work and dedication of our team, the support of the government, and the cooperation of taxpayers and stakeholders.
CG Dabo said his office has successfully implemented a series of reforms and strategies in 2023 to enhance efficiency, transparency, and optimize revenue collection processes.
The introduction of the Asikuda wall system attributes immensely to the revenue performance for international trade. In 2023, we established a rental income tax office at Kanifing, dedicated to administering the rental income to leverage on the growing number of rental properties in the country.
Additionally, the authorities signed a public-private partnership contract for the implementation of the single window platform, e-tracking, and digital weighbridge, whose implementations are currently underway to enhance trade and improve revenue administration.
We will implement digital excise stamps for excisable goods starting from January 2024 and also introduce fuel marking by March 2024.
This year, he said the GRA is committed to further reforms and digitization to expand the tax base, facilitate trade, and enhance compliance. The target is $19.2 billion.
And we are ready to face the challenges that 2024 may present. Our success in 2024 is contingent on our collective efforts and collaboration with taxpayers, business community, and stakeholders.
He clarifies that the increase in revenue target does not imply increase in taxes paid.
So we are saying that we'll get the target simply is based on broadening the tax base to include those who are not paying, and also to make sure that we put our foot on the ground for those who are submitting invoices that are not correct.
The GRA boss denies claims that import duty charges are a lot cheaper in Senegal than in the Gambia.
No, I will just, without even hesitation, I'll say no. We are not charging even half of what Senegalese are charging. I can give you that free. Even motor vehicles, what we are charging compared to what they are charging is a drop in the ocean. Compared to the containers, what you pay for a container over there is not even quarter of it we are paying for here. So whoever said that they are cheaper than, I don't think that information is well researched.
In the Gambia's 2024 budget, which is anchored on the reduction of overall fiscal deficit, the Finance and Economic Affairs Ministry intends to pursue rationalization of expenditure to improve domestic revenue mobilization and employ innovative non-debt revenue creating initiatives. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
Well, good luck to the Gambia Revenue Authority on that target. Now, the First Lady, Fatoumata Barbaro, through her PAP Foundation and the Q Group on Monday presented baby items and financial support to the families of the first and second babies born in 2024 at the Jarasoma District Hospital in the Lower River region. Our regional correspondent, Bakari Balde, has more.
A few minutes before midnight, the maternity ward at Jarasoma District Hospital was the center of attention for Nurse Yaya Dabo and his team of midwives. At 12 a.m., the first baby, a boy weighing 2.8 kilograms, was born to Farmata Binta Jallo of Pakalini village, and the second baby, also a boy weighing 2.7 kilograms, was born at 7 a.m. to Mariama Jallo from Sare Bafai in Casamas. Yaya Dabo is the head of the maternity unit at the hospital.
It was not an easy task, though, but we have to allow nature to take place, and we left everything in the hand of Allah, and we have to be by the woman to support her. It was a vacuum-assisted delivery. I know maybe the people watching and nurses will know what I mean by that. And the baby also was having a cord around the neck. That makes the baby's life in the first 10 minutes to be kind of complicated. But thank God, with the machines we have, life support machine we have here, like the vacuum, the suction machine, we are able to restore back, life back for the baby.
Alaji Kembai, a representative from the Famata Barbaro Foundation, outlined the commitment of the First Ladies Foundation in helping people.
In the heart of the rural Gambia, our impact is tangible through the donation of solar boreholes. This initiative not only addresses the immediate need for clean water, but also brings sustainable energy to communities, fostering development and transforming lives. As it is said, like, who gives you water gives you life.
Sidi Lamin Ba, the governor of LRR, highlights the positive contributions of the Famata Barbaro Foundation in various spheres of life in the Gambia.
In the history of Famata Barbaro Foundation, who is caring, who wants to see the development of this country, not only spearheaded by his husband, His Excellency the President, but she said, what can I do also to add value to what his husband or His Excellency the President is doing? And we commend her. We've seen not only in situations like the first year or newborn babies, she has gone to a moment where she will personally intervene to bring in equipments into the hospital that will help patients, that will help people working in the hospital. This is commendable.
Tijan Gay spoke on behalf of the Q Group.
We pledge our support to the health of the Gambian people, to the education of the Gambian people. We pledge our support to the development of the Gambia, and these things are part of the development of the Gambia, so we are very much pleased to associate with all these programs. The Q Group has been very much highlighted in so many development projects in the Gambia, not only in health, but in education and other aspects.
Other speakers included the Chief of Jara West, Yaya Jajusi, who doubles as the hospital's chairman, a representative from the Regional Health Directorate, and the beneficiaries, all of whom hailed the Famata Barbaro and Q Group foundations for their support. Baby items were presented to both families, while firstborn got $25,000 and the secondborn $20,000. Bakari Balde, QTV News.
Congratulations to the parents. From that story, we'll go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we have national, international, and sports news. Do stay.
You asked for it, and QCell is giving it to you with our new and improved Sunyu Bundle Mega Promo. Now you can get more data at cheaper prices. Buy any of our bundle packages and enjoy massive discounts. Dial *303# and enjoy browsing on the network with the biggest coverage. Buy a 20 megabytes data bundle for as low as $7 and 50 bottles today, or purchase bigger bundles up to 20 gigabytes. Yes, that's right, 20 gigabytes of data at your fingertips. With our mega promo bundles, you can browse more, chat longer, and stay connected on the go, anytime, anywhere. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell. We innovate. Orders follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Now let's head right on to news beyond our borders. Now, the UK government has announced tough new rules restricting international students from bringing their families with them during studies. This change, the government argues, will help reduce net migration. More in this report. This decision is projected to result in approximately 140,000 fewer individuals entering the UK annually. The regulations apply to most international students except those enrolled in postgraduate research courses or holding government-funded scholarships. Statistics indicate a surge in student visas issued, reaching 486,000 in the year ending December 2022, compared to 269,000 in 2019. The issue of dependent visas has also significantly increased, reaching 136,000 last year, an eightfold rise from 2019's figure of 16,000. Welcoming the new rules, which came into force today, Home Secretary James Cleverly says the government has set out a tough plan to rapidly bring down numbers, control our borders, and prevent people from manipulating our immigration system. In a further move to tighten the rules on migration, the government also introduced that the threshold for a family visa, which applies to Britons who wish to bring family members to the UK, would rise from £18,600 to £38,700 next spring. The policy has been criticised for potentially separating families and causing uncertainty about their future. Experts also caution that the new limitations on dependents accompanying international students to the UK might impact universities financially, as they depend on the revenue from fees paid by these students. Additionally, the new restrictions could tarnish UK's image as a global education destination. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jenna Bosonko. From that story, let's now take a look at what is happening in the world of sports. The much-anticipated football final between Gunjur and Fonyi in the West Coast region zonal competition ended with a whimper after neither side could find the net at the Boxbar Mini Stadium in Birkama. Our sports reporter Momodu Gajaga watched the match, and this is his report.
The atmosphere in the mini stadium was electric as thousands of fans from across the West Coast region and beyond gathered to cheer their team. Fonyi set its stall out early, hoping to capitalize on the pace of Swaibu Kebe on the left wing to break down Gunjur's defense. After a great exchange, Swaibu runs forward and fires a low cross that eludes everyone. A Gunjur defender eventually toe-poked it into touch for a corner kick. Gunjur, on the other hand, worried the Fonyi defense with a flurry of attacks that drew fouls from opposing defenders, resulting in free kicks for Gunjur, often on the edge of the box. However, they couldn't take their chances. The final was an end-to-end drama, both teams going for it, creating multiple scoring opportunities. In the dying minutes of the game, both teams squandered wonderful chances to score. After the final whistle, many fans and supporters assumed the game would be decided on penalties. To their dismay, it wasn't, and the final will be replayed at a later date. Prior to the match, the organizing committee had agreed with the teams that in the event of a tie, the match would be replayed rather than decided on penalties. Suleiman Barrow, coach of Gunjur, said they could have won the game if they had taken their chances.
I think it's not easy. The feeling is kind of a mixed feeling. And I thought I should have won the game, and by looking at the game, the chances that we created, I think we were at the better side a little bit in the second half, because we created a lot of chances that need to be scored. But at the end of the day, we are not able to capitalize on them. So, I'm sad, but we could have won. But it's a fair play, it's a fair result. We both teams can go back and prepare again. After looking at the first half, I knew very well. And then the first half, the flank player we put inside the game, is the one who should at least pin their fullback to go inside, so that we can play behind the defense line to create a space behind. But he's not able to do that in the first half. So immediately after the first half, we realized that we need somebody who can make sure to make a run behind the defense line, so that we can have those crosses coming into the defense.
Ibrahim Kamara, coach of Fonyi, reviewed about the chances they missed and says his players were nervous playing in their first final.
Looking at the game, we feel some of the boys are nervous because this is the first time playing in a final, and it's always going to be very difficult with them. But we dominated the game, we created chances, we could have scored, but notwithstanding, we have to go back again and prepare better to come back and claim the victory that we definitely deserve to. Yeah, what went wrong is that's what I'm telling you is they are a bit nervous because this is the first time for you playing in this kind of a final, and it's definitely a first time for them, and they are young lads, and they are a bit nervous. You can see the crowd is too much. Some of them, this is the first time playing in this kind of crowd. So it's something that they have learned on, and we expect by next final, we're gonna claim what we own.
The date for the replay is yet to be decided, and this time, a winner must emerge in what many are hoping would generate the same electric atmosphere as the first. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
Well, that is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Do join us tomorrow, same time for more news. Thanks for watching and have a successful 2024.